Namaste yogis, thank you so much for joining me today. Today we will go through a beginner's flow. So if you are new to yoga or want to revisit the basics, this will be perfect for you. In this class we will use a strap. If you do not have a yoga strap, it's no problem. You can use a belt or a scarf, maybe a towel, anything that can serve as an extension for your arms when you need it. We will also use 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have any blocks, I highly recommend getting a pair. They are always useful in the beginning, but even years into your practice. I prefer the cork ones because they are sturdier than the foam ones. And we will also be using a blanket. This does not have to be a blanket like this. It can be any blanket that you can fold up to sit on to help elevate your hips or to cushion your knee when you need it. So gather your supplies and then meet me on the mat. Coming into a comfortable cross-legged seat, Sukhasana, easy pose. You can use your blanket underneath your hips to help elevate your hips. And you can move your other props out of the way for when you need them. So finding a comfortable seat with a tall spine. Roll the shoulders up and then down the back, relaxing them down, drawing the navel to the spine. Close the eyes and start connecting to your breath here. In and out through the nose. Imagine that your sitting bones are rooting into the earth and you're reaching up through the crown of the head towards the sky, lengthening the spine. And just checking in with your thoughts here to begin. Are your thoughts critical or negative? And if they are, can you reframe them into something positive? In the beginning, when we start out, it's easy to think we aren't good enough, not strong enough, not flexible enough, or whatever the case may be. But see if you can let go of that, because you already are whole, just how you are. You're beautiful and capable. You're special and worthy. You're good enough. You don't have to change anything at all. It's not about being able to touch the toes or do fancy tricks. It's about being a good person. So if you'd like to set an intention for this practice, join your palms in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. And recite to yourself in your mind 3 times, I am worthy. Or maybe a different affirmation resonates more with you. I am enough. I am capable. So choosing an affirmation that feels right for you right now. And repeat it to yourself 3 times. And take a big breath in to seal your intention. Open mouth, exhale, give it away. Release your hands down, blink the eyes open. And the next inhale, reach the arms up over the sides. Lengthening through your fingertips, but shoulders drawing down. Avoid arching your back and puffing out your chest like this. So draw the front ribs in, growing tall through the crown of the head. Interlace your fingers and press the palms up. On the inhale, stretching up. Exhale, flip your palms around your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, reach up, flip your palms, press them up. Exhale, rounding. Navel to spine. Inhale, growing tall. Exhale, round. Inhale, grow tall. Release your left hand down. Reach up through the right fingertips. Side body stretch up and over. Spiral your chest towards the ceiling. Think about reaching up through the right fingertips. So up and over in equal parts, not just over collapsing in the side body here, but really keeping both sides long and stretching. Gaze up if you can. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Inhale, coming to center. Exhale, right hand comes down, left arm reaching up and over. Energetically reaching through the left fingertips, spiraling the chest towards the ceiling. Keep rooting down through the left sitting bone, so keeping the left hip heavy. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming to center. Exhale, release your hands. Move your blanket off to the side and come into a tabletop position, hands and knees. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your hips slightly in front of your knees. Spread your fingers as wide as you can and press down through fingertips, knuckles, and palms. Push the floor away from you, drawing the navel in and up. You can stay here or extend the right leg behind you, tuck the toes. Extend the left leg behind you, tucking the toes, coming into high plank. The gaze is between your hands here. Reach back through the heels, draw the navel to the spine. Press into the hands still in the upper back. If this is too much, you can always bring the knees down and start your work here, building strength. And then bring both of your knees down if they're not down already. Placing the right hand to the center of the mat, keeping the right knee down, roll onto the right side for side plank. The left leg extends, the left arm reaching to the sky. Pressing the outer edge of the left foot down, draw the navel to the spine, reach up through the left fingertips. Push into the bottom hand to lift the hips high. And exhale, come back to center, tabletop position. Resetting and moving to the second side. Left hand to the center of the mat, keeping the left knee down, rolling onto the left side. Extend the right leg, flex the toes, and extend the right arm up. Gaze to the right palm if you can. Keeping the whole foot on the right side down. Exhale, come back to center, tabletop position. Hands and knees. Tuck your toes, From here, we'll move into our first downward facing dog. So moving slowly, keep the knees bent as long as possible. Press into your hands, lift the hips up and back, keeping the knees bent. Making a long spine the priority here. So the knees can stay bent the whole time, drawing the navel in and up, pressing into fingertips, knuckles, and palms. Your fingers are spread wide. And then take small steps forward in between the hands. The knees can stay bent. Keeping the feet at hip width, grabbing opposite elbows. Folding in ragdoll here. Bringing some weight towards your toes. You can sway side to side, lengthening your spine. And then release the fingertips, keeping the knees bent. Press down into your feet to begin rolling up one vertebra at a time. Head coming up last. Roll the shoulders up and back. And then bring your big toes to touch. Heels slightly apart. Samastitihi. Can bring the palms together in front of the heart. And finding center here. So you can rock forward and back on your feet. Coming to the outer edges and the inner arches. And then finding center. Can lift your toes and spread them wide. And then place them back down onto the mat. We'll move through half sun A together. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. You can bend the knees, placing the hands down or hands on a block. 2 blocks actually, 1 block for each hand. And then inhale, halfway lift, lengthening, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach your arms overhead, gaze up to your thumbs. Exhale, Samastitihi, arms by your side. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, draw the navel in, keep the spine long. You can bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, really pressing into the hands to lengthen the spine, reaching forward through the crown of the head, strong legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, arms by the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Samastitihi, arms by the side. Adding on now through a sun salutation A. Feel free to modify this. I will give you options so that you can find the flow that's right for you. Inhale, reach up the arms. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. You can bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to your shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank. And then lower your knees down. Bend the elbows, lower till your elbows are at 90 degrees. Look forward. Inhale to upward facing dog. Extend the legs. Lift the thighs off. Strong legs here, pushing into the tops of the feet. Press your pinky toes down and pull back on your hands to reach your heart forward. And then exhale, you can come into child's pose, Balasana, or into downward facing dog. Staying here for 5 breaths. You can pedal out the feet, bending one knee at a time, maybe moving your hips side to side. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step between the hands, lift halfway. Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shin. Exhale, folding. Inhale, reverse swan dive up, reach your arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti, standing tall. We'll flow through this 2 more times. This time we'll go a little bit faster. Inhale, reach up the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into high plank, lower the knees, bend the elbows. Elbows are hugging the ribs, lower to 90, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, strong legs, reach the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Feel free to keep the knees bent for all of your down dogs. Making sure your feet are hip width distance, so the outer edge of your feet are in line with the outer edges of your hips. Draw the navel in and up, engaging your back muscles here, so don't just dump into your back here, but engage your lats to really stabilize the pose here. Being strong in the back, long spine, and relax the head. You can shake it no. On the next exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step between the hands, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last Sun A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. We're doing modified chaturangas for these, so bring the knees down, lower halfway. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. 3 breaths here. If you're in child's pose, make your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up, flex the right toes, and keep your hips square. So don't open your hips like this, but keeping the hips square. All toes on the right foot are pointing down towards the mat. And then step your foot forward in between the hands and grab your blocks to set up your high lunge. So keep the toes on the back foot tucked. You can place your blocks next to your foot on the highest setting to help setting up the alignment here. Drawing the right hip back, left hip forward, engaging the left glute, pressing into the ball of the left foot to extend the left knee as much as possible. Making sure your right knee is tracking over your right ankle. And then you can stay here or inhale, reach the arms up, rising up. You can bend the back knee or soften it a little bit to reach the tailbone down towards the earth and the pubic bone up towards the navel, finding a neutral pelvis here. Spiral the pinky fingers towards one another, shoulders drawing down. Front ribs are in, don't puff out your chest. And then from here, lean forward, bringing weight into the front foot, and then maybe step the back foot in a step, and then slowly moving into warrior 3. Your arms can come out to the side, or hands into prayer in front of the heart. Flexing the left toes, keeping the hips square. Drawing the navel in towards the spine, reaching back through the left heel and forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, bending the front knee with control, stepping back into high lunge. On the next exhale, your hands in front of your heart. You can bring the back knee down as we move into this twist, or keep the back knee lifted. It's up to you. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale, twisting to the right, hooking the outside of the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press your hands towards one another, and then look over the right shoulder. Try to bring your thumbs in front of your sternum. If this is too much, just bring your left elbow on top of the right knee and finding the twist here. There's no need to push yourself too hard. And then inhale, coming to center, reach up the arms. Exhale, plant your hands. Step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Keep the left toes flexed, your hips square. And then exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Grab your blocks next to your foot to help set up the pose. Drawing the right hip back, left hip forward. Your left knee stacked over the left ankle. Engaging the right glute, pressing into the ball of the right foot, heart reaching forward. And then stay here, or inhale, reach the arms up, maybe softening the back knee to find that neutral pelvis. And then leaning forward slightly, and on the next inhale, stepping onto the left foot, taking the arm variation you took on the first side, moving into warrior three. Finding a steady gaze. Flex the right toes, reach back through the right heel. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, bend the front knee, slowly stepping back into high lunge. And then exhale, bring the back knee down, moving into our twist. Inhale, lengthening, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting to the left. Maybe placing the right elbow on top of the left knee. Hands are in prayer. Look over the left shoulder. And then inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Exhale, come onto your knees for child's pose, Balasana. Releasing the shoulders. Making your hips heavy, sinking down onto your heels. And returning to your breath and checking in with your thoughts one more time. If your forehead is not touching the mat, you can place a block under the forehead to support your head. You can also roll up a blanket and place it behind your knees if your knees are sensitive. And then return to a calm, equal breath in and out through the nose. Did you notice your thoughts through this first flow? Were they critical? Or were you able to keep them positive and encouraging? Maybe coming back to your intention, your positive affirmation one more time before moving into the second flow. Take one more big inhale here. Open mouth, cleansing breath out. Inhale, coming to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot forward, spin the back heel down. And then inhale, rise up for warrior two. Arms are out to a T. Bending the right knee, making sure it's facing over the second toe, so you should be able to see your right big toes. Energetically reaching through both fingertips. You can look back to see what the back arm is doing, making sure it's in line with the front arm. Keeping your legs strong, your arms engaged, but the shoulders relax. The gaze is over the right middle finger. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, reach the right arm up, but keep the bend in the front knee. Your left hand will rest on your thigh, but don't put any weight in it. It's just resting there. Reaching up through the right fingertips for side body stretch. You can look up, but if it bothers your neck, you can look down. Inhale, coming up, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, right forearm above the right knee and the left arm sweeping up and over for extended side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. Spiraling your chest towards the ceiling. External rotation of the shoulders so the thumb is facing up. Gaze to the left wrist or straight to keep the neck long. Pressing into the outer edge of the left foot and work your right hip underneath your body. So rolling the right hip down. Inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Last time, inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step back, find downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Step the left foot through. Spin the back heel down. And on the inhale, rise for warrior two. Making sure first that your left knee is facing over the second toes. Press down through the outer edge of the right foot. Reach through both fingertips, making sure the back arm is in line with the front arm. Gaze is over the left middle finger. Navel is drawing in, tailbone rooting down. Relax your face and your jaw. Strong legs, but soft face and shoulders. And then inhale, flip the front palm and reverse your warrior, keeping the bend in the front knee. You can look up or down, whatever helps you to keep the neck long. No weight in the right hand. Inhale, coming up, reach the left arm forward. Exhale, left forearm down, right arm reaching up and over for Utthita Parshvakonasana, extended side angle pose. Sinking low in the hips, press into the outer edge of the right foot. Chest is opening towards the ceiling. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale to extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Last time. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. And then come through onto your seat and extend the legs out in front of you for forward fold. So for this forward fold, I want you to worry more about a long spine than straight legs. You can grab your strap here for helping you reach your feet. If your hips are tight, your hamstrings are tight, I highly recommend sitting on your blanket to help elevate your hips. And then extend the legs out. You can keep a generous bend in the knees here. Maybe you can reach your feet. If not, you can use your strap around the balls of the foot and hold onto your strap here. Really making a long spine your goal. So you can extend the legs out if you like. And just stay here, holding, drawing the navel in to the spine. Or you can begin folding forward. Maybe you bend your knees and find your forward fold. Bringing your hips back. So imagine that your hips are drawing back and you're pushing forward through your heel. So imagine there's a dot right at the bottom of your heel, and that's pressing forward. Flex all 10 toes towards your face and reach your sternum forward towards your toes. So you want to find this connection between your belly and your thighs. Soften your face and your jaw. Roll your inner thighs towards one another. So finding this rotation here, internal rotation of the thighs to create space for the fold. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, release. Bringing the right foot in to the left inner thigh for Shanushirshasana, seated tree pose. And sitting up tall. So externally rotating your right thigh. You can help with your hand by rolling the thigh down. You can even place a block under your knee if it's high up here. And you can use your strap one more time around the ball of the left foot, holding on to your strap. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, reaching the heart forward towards your toes. You can bend your knee here as well, finding that connection between the belly and the thigh. Really thinking about the side body, finding length, the spine staying long, shoulders are drawing down the back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release and switch sides. Extend the right leg out. Left foot coming to the inside of the right thigh. Using your strap around the ball of the right foot and holding onto your strap. Turning your torso so that your torso is facing right over the right leg. Inhale, lengthening, reaching through the crown of the head to grow tall. And then exhale, reach the heart forward towards your toes, keeping the spine long, the side body long. Imagine that your hip is moving back and that point on your heel is pushing forward. Pressing your right thigh down, keep the right toes flexed a lot. And then soften your face, soften your shoulders, and breathe here. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Beautiful work. So don't worry so much about what this looks like. It doesn't have to be pretty. Focus on what it feels like in your body. You should feel a sensation, but it shouldn't be so intense that you can't breathe through it. So if you're holding your breath, you're missing the point. Finding that point in your body that feels just right, where you can breathe calmly and softly, and with every exhale, feeling the body releasing a little bit more. So for our last pose, we'll move into a supported shoulder bridge. So a back bend here, or front body opener, how I like to call them. So coming onto your back, having one of your blocks close by. Plant your feet hip width distance, slightly pigeon-toed, so heel slightly out, toe slightly in, making sure you can reach the backs of your heels. And then take an inhale here to prepare. Exhale, lower your low back down towards the mat. And then inhale, press into your feet to lift your hips up. Roll your inner thighs towards one another and use your block and place it underneath your sacrum, so the flat bony part right at the base of your spine. So your seat is in front of the block, as you can see, but the block is not so high that it's in your low back, dumping in your low back. So making sure you find that spot that feels right for you. And then continue to roll the inner thighs towards one another. And just allow the hips to melt over the block. You can close the eyes. And breathing softly here. And then on your next inhale, press into your feet to lift the hips. Move your block out of the way and lower the hips all the way down. Extend your legs out, preparing for Shavasana, final resting pose. Making sure you're comfortable here. So your legs are at least as wide as the mat. Your arms are off the mat, palms facing up. And And closing the eyes, scanning your body for any residual tension. And with every exhale, softening into that tension, letting go a little bit more. Relaxing all the muscles in your face, the space between your eyebrows, unclenching your jaw, your shoulders heavy and relaxed. Hips are heavy and relaxed. All of your weight into the mat, into the earth. No more need to hold yourself. Feeling proud of yourself for coming to your mat and knowing that all the work is done. Completely letting go. Shavasana. Slowly beginning to deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back into your body. Inviting small movements into your fingertips and your toes, maybe circling wrists and ankles. And draw your legs together, reach your arms overhead, give yourself a full body stretch. Inhale, reaching long. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. One at a time, bringing your feet to the mat, hugging your knees into the chest, and rolling onto your favorite side. Pausing here for a few breaths, observing how you feel and enjoying the stillness. Using your hands and with as little effort as possible, bringing yourself up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Sitting with a tall spine. Join the palms in front of the heart. And calling your intention or affirmation back into your awareness one more time. Honoring that intention with one final shared breath. Inhale through the nose, biggest inhale yet. Hold at the top. Exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Until next time.